Logan Edmonson, Tulsa Tube Bending.
Tulsa Tube Bending, Logan Edmonson. Thank you for joining the program here today. Let's talk a little bit about what Tulsa Tube Bending is. First of all, where'd the name Tulsa come from? Are you guys located in Tulsa, or is that just the favorite vacation spot?
Jason, I really appreciate you having me on today. So we are in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That is our one and only shop.
And what is it you guys are doing there? Tube bending? Obviously,
Yes,
you're
sir.
bending tubes, but talk to me a little bit about some industries and some ways those are applicable. Start out with the oil and gas industry, and then do you guys do other industries too?
Oh, absolutely. So, Jason, our bread and butter is the oil and gas industry. Crude and natural gas transmission pipelines, is kind of where we try to push everything towards. When the market is slow, which, as we all know, it does fluctuate. We do dive into other industries. We've done multiple projects for just a few examples. We've done paper mills. We've done field goal posts for college and NFL stadiums. We've done signs for highway and TxDOT, ODOT. I mean, you name it. There's been multiple projects that go outside the oil and gas industry. But yes, I mean, if there's a piece of tube that needs bent for any and all projects, we are definitely a go-to person for that.
How does that matter, the bending of a tube?
So, a lot of times, especially when it comes to oil and gas, a line can only go so far before it has to make a bend. At some point, it's got to make a 90. It's got to make a 45. It's got to, make an 11 and a quarter bend. You can't always use a fitting in those situations. A lot of times, companies will get an off-the-shelf fitting, and it doesn't always work. So what we do is we actually provide a bend. A bend has a tangent, which for those that don't know pipeline or bends, tangent is the straight part of a bend, and then we can actually bevel those ends to where the bend gets out to the field, and you have a string of welders going down. I mean, they can set it up and weld it on the spot. I mean, it's ready. We are a very welder friendly company. So.
How many different shale plays are you guys in located in Tulsa?
So we ship nationwide. I mean, we've shipped at least one project in every state. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but I believe it was in either 94 or 95. We actually bent our 1 millionth bend. So we've done, like I said, we've been around since 1958, 61 years. We're still a family-owned company. Brad Frank is actually our owner, and then Laura Oski is our current president. But roughly 60 employees, very, very small company, but we've got a great team of inside sales reps and estimators. We've got 2 engineers on staff. We've got a metallurgist on staff. We're definitely a go-to. Most of our quotes, or quote requests that are sent in are actually answered the same day. And a lot of the times we have customers that get product within 72 hours, which is, just absolutely unheard of. But, again, back to oil and gas, we're in that industry that, if you're on time, you're late. So you've got to have it early. You've got to have it quick. A lot of these issues that come about, they need to be handled in a very timely manner, and that's really what we're known for, and that's what separates us from our competitors.
Talking about your customers, we mentioned oil and gas as your bread and butter, but that's everything from the oil producer down to the cafe owner, really. Do you guys have kind of specifics within there? I heard the word pipeline many, many times, so I imagine pipeline people, but who specifically would be your customer?
So customer types, they range from, supply houses to or pipe distributors, pipeline contractors, and pipeline owners. That's our typical customer.
Imagine the market's pretty big for this.
Oh, absolutely. We did quite a bit last year. We had the capability to do a lot more. As this industry is changing and growing, there's actually more and more pipelines that are being designed to. I say a new spec. It's really an older spec, but it's really come to fruition in the past few years. It's called a B16.49. And more pipelines are actually designed. We are only one of 9 people in the entire United States that can produce a bend that meets those specifications.
So what's next for you guys? You mentioned Tulsa there, one shop. Kind of new, I think I picked up that you guys are relatively new in this market. Seems about ripe for somebody to come in and do some new innovative things. So what do you guys got planned?
So a couple years ago, we actually invested in a new machine that was shipped over from Germany. For the longest time, our size capability really hindered us. We could only produce up to a 27-inch bend, and we could not meet B16.49. So we have a spec that was generated in 1993, and here we are, over 20 years later, still not being able to produce this just because we simply weren't large enough. And as we started growing, we realized that we were losing a lot of the business, to these other companies that couldn't meet that spec. So our owner, made a significant investment, purchased this machine, had it brought over, had a team of engineers come in, put it together, showed us how to run it. And we've been doing some amazing things with that machine. We can now actually produce a bend that has a 36-inch OD, and can actually bend up to a 3-inch wall thickness. So really cool stuff when you can, bend. You have a wide range of capabilities from 1 inch to 36-inch now, and you can meet these higher specs.
I'd like to give guests kind of the final thought, just in case there's anything we missed, anything they want to reiterate, or if they want to go a whole new direction and give a great barbecue recipe. Who knows? I like to give guests the final thought. That way the question's not framed by me. So the floor is yours, sir.
Well, I appreciate it, Jason. I just want to, capitalize. We have a huge opportunity to leverage our brand in this market now. We're going to do everything we can to compete and to win new business. I actually went to a midstream conference in Midland a few weeks ago, and there's just a ton, and I mean an absolute ton, of stuff coming down the pipeline. No pun intended. And it's going to be the next few great years. I mean, it's crazy what's coming about. So we're really excited. We're hoping we can gather some of that business and really show some new customers, how we can take care of them.